Hello everyone, I'm that UK gamer, and you may have seen my videos posted earlier today, of the day of recording of course, the 7th of November. A couple of shorts I did where I was saying about going to and from the London gaming market. If you've seen them videos, you'll know it's a very last minute decision, as in I made a decision about 9 o'clock or something the day before in the evening, so yeah, very last minute. Glad I went though, so thanks to my mate for mentioning he was going and making me want to go. I actually am glad I got caught up with you, and have a good day out and get some good games and pickups. I've only now seen how many things I actually picked up. Not sure how much I spent. Probably more than I should have. Like to say thank you to my partner for lending me cash for today, because I wanted to pay cash, and although I do have money, hardly any of it was actually physical cash. So thank you for the help in that regard. Yeah, some really good pickups across a number of systems, including systems that I'm mainly collecting for, namely being this Nintendo 64 and just down here, the Master System, but not just them. I had 3 targets for the market, which I didn't even think about until on the way there, which were Sonic Adventure 2 for the Dreamcast. I have it in Japanese, but I want the English one. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie for Mega Drive, and also The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Japanese for Nintendo 64, but something specific with that. In terms of, there's 3 variants, 0, 8 and B, different versions. I have the basic 1 and B, I wanted the 8 variant. So, very specific. So, firstly, I'd like to say it was really good to meet Gurnaldinho Plays and Scott at Sega Zombie. First time I've met any fellow YouTubers, and thank you for coming, for saying hi and talking to me. I really appreciated it. It was good to finally meet you both and get to know you a bit more and catch up with you. Really good to see that. And I hope to meet other YouTubers soon. In person, obviously. And maybe have alcohol involved. We'll see. Talking of which, I have alcohol, but I don't know where I put it. I will have to find it. I think it's a Stella. Yeah, anyway, to the pickups. So, my first pickup I want to share is something a little unusual, which I picked up, which is a lovely bag of Milky Way Magic Stars. Picked up from a Sainsbury's local, opposite Holborn Station. It's Magic Stars. They're chocolate. They're awesome. I just needed a snack for the way home, and my way home was kind of messed up. Apparently there was an incident on the way to London, so we got stopped at Upminster and had to wait another 25 minutes for another train. Which is always fun, given I had a rail replacement for the last half hour of the journey as well. All this with a busted knee. But I do now have a bag of Magic Stars to look forward to, so yeah, Magic Stars, they're awesome. So, I was meeting my mate at the event. I was getting there before him because dodgy train times being a Sunday. And I had time to stop off at Stratford on the way, where I was making a change anyway. And I happen to know the CEX there. I've been there before a few times. And a shop called Beso, which some people may know about. They're all basically in London, I think. Stratford, Tottenham Court Road, a couple other places. With an odd branch in Southend for some reason. It's like the only non-London one as far as I'm aware. So I popped in there. So the first shop was Beso, and I purchased 1 game for £1. If you can call it a game, which, to be honest, you can't. Completely random, but I bought it anyway, and it is Nintendo DS Browser, which I think is kind of useless. Because, for first of all, it does say it needs a Nintendo DS Memory Expansion Pack, which I think I've heard of, but I don't have. But, although I'm being more picky in my collections, you may also know that I like random, quirky, weird, odd me things. I've got an empty, well, I say empty, a Wii case, which literally says Wii points card, and has a little cardboard insert in it for what would be there. Yeah, I think I've got a 12-month Xbox Live, Xbox 360 or Xbox case somewhere as well. No reason, it's just weird. And I'd say this is up there. This is definitely up there with them. It is, however, not complete, I believe, with manual there, a parental control leaflet, an upside down cartridge, and an unscratched Nintendo Club thing, which really irritates me because I've got a lot of these and I had an account back in the day, so if I started collecting sooner, I have no idea how many points or what things I could have bought. But yeah, and in case you haven't figured that out, it lets you go on the internet on the DS and browse sites and that, which I thought was already built into the DS, unless it's the 3DS I'm thinking of. But I'm sure one of them you can, so I'm sure I've done it. And for those who are probably more technically minded, I'll just read you some specs quickly. It is the Opera 8.5 browser engine that supports HTML, XHTML, XML, ECMA script, CSS, but not all fully supported, SSL, but again, depending on the website. But it will not support Flash, music files, sound files, movie files, PDF files, and plugin files. So, a lot. Yeah. Also requires internet and wireless LAN access point, or a Windows XP with broadband internet and the Nintendo Wi-Fi USB connector. So, and there's someone on the Opera software side. So, it's random. It is completely random and useless, but there you go. That was just from base, that there's anything I bought. Went in Gadset, which I always thought was Gadget, but it's not, it's Gadset. I found out from a receipt a couple of months ago, whenever it was. Nothing really. Then I went into CX in Stratford. A few interesting bits. I ended up spending £15, or a total of £16 on games, if you can count the browser, before I even got to the event. So, in terms of spending, I don't think we're off to a good start. 2 games. The first one of which is a game I've been seeing for a while in terms of the actual game itself. One I've been interested in, I wanted to try. I didn't know which format I was going to get on, because I know it's on a few. I happened to find it on the GameCube, which I have cut down the GameCube collection I have out. This whole shelf used to be double filled, and it's only one and a bit filled. But there's a couple of games I wanted to get out to it, so that I have more, not main card games, but more of the games I'm going to play. So, for £3, we have 18-wheeler American Pro Trucker. So, you may remember that there was one video where Retro Bear said I look like a trucker, and I'm not going to argue with him, because I did. Well, now I've got this, so I'm sure I'm going to have to play it dressed as that. So, that might be a video at some point. Yeah, it's Sega, so that's a good start. Sega arcade games, and no surprise there. And you race trucks as far as I'm aware, so a bit different. So I've been wanting to try, and if I'm going to do it, why not on the GameCube? And for £3, it's totally worth it. The other game was £12. It's one that I've sort of seen around a few times. It's one I've wanted for a while, but I was always like, bit meh about whether to buy it or not because of the price. But I thought today I've come out with the purpose of buying games, spending more money. I thought, what the hell? So I bought it. There's actually going to be more of these game series soon in pickups. And I've got a few pickups videos planned, by the way. It is for £12. Lego Star Wars, the video game. And to be fair, Lego Star Wars games and the model sets and the TV series, whatever they've done, are all awesome. Because, to be honest, it's Lego, it's Star Wars, why wouldn't it be? I mean, come on, Chewbacca has ripped Stormtrooper's arms off, for example. So, yeah. Really fun games, the Lego Star Wars ones. I've played Complete Saga quite a lot. I've got Skywalker Saga on order too. GameCube's one of my favourite consoles, to be honest. Had to buy it eventually, and today was the day. So yeah, this is also based, I believe, on Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith. So the original trilogy. Sorry, no, the prequel trilogy. So yeah, I mean, look, it's Lego Anakin and Lego Yoda. Who doesn't love Lego Yoda? So yeah, Lego Star Wars. And now we finally get to the games I bought at the market. But before we get into them, here's a montage of some video clips of stalls at the gaming market. Enjoy. What did you think? There were obviously more stalls in there. There's quite a few. It's spread over 3 rooms, I believe it was. Main room, a couple of side rooms. Quite a few there. Quite a lot of different things at the stalls. A lot of PS2 games. But there's other stuff, like Xbox games. A lot of old school Sega games. Quite a few Saturn Dreamcast games, actually, to be fair. But especially Master System and Mega Drive. Old school Nintendo games going all the way up to the Wii, some Wii U and Switch, but there's also other stuff, big box PC games, a few soundtracks, Japanese games, saw some figures, plushies, as you've seen, found some DVDs, some manga, Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, quite a lot, posters, guides, all of it. There was lots of it, and I said I bought a few bits. So let's start with a couple of PC games, which is weird for me, but these cost me a total of £2, maybe. Yes, £2. That's right, £2 British for 2 games, or 3, or a lot, depending on how you look at it. The first one is a Broken Sword compilation of Shadow of the Templar and Broken Sword 2. Never played Broken Sword. However, my partner's really into it, so I thought I'd get this to give it a try. And it is, of course, a sold out game. Because what would any collection be without a sold out game or two? What would it be, to be honest? So kind of had to, really. So yeah, Broken Sword 1 and 2. Also known as Shadow of the Templar and the Smoking Mirror. So yeah, but the second one, from a personal point of view, is much more interesting to me. It is Sonic Mega Collection Plus, which I thought I had, but apparently I don't. I only bought it because I wasn't sure if I did, and for £1, I wasn't going to say no. As you can see, £1, and also £1. So yeah, there's 2 games on that one. There's a lot on this one, to be honest. There's at least 13 games on here. Some classics, such as Sonic 1, 2 and 3, Mean Bean Machine, because you need Mean Bean Machine, and Game Gear games such as Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Chaos, and Mean Bean Machine again, and others. So yeah, so for £1, I was not saying no to this. 100% I was not saying no. It's me. It's Sonic. I had to buy it. Don't blame me. Sonic, Sega, let's stick with that. So, as I pointed out earlier, one of the things I was looking for was Master System games for my set. Was keeping an eye on the other systems. As I said, one of the ones was Sonic Adventure 2 for Dreamcast. But my main aim Sega was Master System, because that's what I'm going for, being my first ever console. So we bought 4 Master System games. I think really the total price was about 30 quid, I think. So we bought from the first store I bought Master System games at for £7 with no manual, apparently, was Shinobi, which is ninjas, which makes it automatically cool. Yeah. If I can open it quickly. There we go. Nope. Thought I had it. Here we go. I got it this time. And I just throw it on the floor because why wouldn't you? Didn't think to take these out. There we go. So there's Shinobi, it's got the tab. And indeed, no manual, but a good few of mine don't, so I'm not too bothered about that. That was £7. The next ones were for £15 at the store. In fact, this is where I met Sega Zombie. First one is Dead Angle, again, with no... Well, it says no man, which is clearly a lie, because there's a man there, but they lied. But yeah, this was £7. And thankfully, I was able to use my Game Eye app to see if I had the games or not, because without that, I would have been screwed, if I'm honest. Can't get the case out. There was 1 or 2 more I was looking at. I wasn't happy with the condition of the cases, like they were really yellow or ruined, rips, etc. So again, no manual, but £7. And then this one here was Strider 2, which was £8, again with no man, which is also a lie because he's right there. There's a part of Sega sticker though, and a tab. And this was 8 quid, so £15 for the 2 of them. And that one came out a lot easier. Already have Strider 1, and now we've got Strider 2. And the last one I bought from, I think one of the last stores I went to actually, was £8, and I have it on Mega Drive. I wasn't even aware it was on Master System, but whatever. Desert Strike. So, quite happy to have that. And this one, unlike the others, has a tab and a manual in very good condition, I have to say. Looks like quite a chunky one as well. So, that was £8. So, £8 for that. £8 for Strider. 7 for Dead Angle. And 7 for Shinobi. So £30 on Master System games for 4. So £7.50 each on average. Not too shabby. Okay. Okay. Let's have a think. Okay. So I bought a Dreamcast game. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get Sonic Adventure 2. I saw it nowhere. Saw a few Sonic Adventures, so that's going to have to wait. I actually have this game, but I've got it in a basic CD case. I never find a basic proper case for it anywhere. So, Metropolis Street Racer for £5. This was the first thing I picked up. It's not a bad racer actually. It's a forerunner to Project Gotham Racing by Bizarre Creations, as you can potentially see there. It's a good racer. Not as good as Project Gotham in my mind, but still very good. And I'm glad to finally have a proper case for it. Makes a nice change. Let me think. What we got next? We have, although I can't think where I actually bought it from, although it might have been with Desert Strike actually, I think, thinking about it, for £6, we have a Japanese Dreamcast game, which is, I think it's, yeah, Super Euro Soccer 2000. It's 6 quid. But I haven't bought a Japanese Dreamcast game for a while. It's Euro Football. I had to. I did consider a couple of others. Nearly bought Soul Calibur, which would have been cool, and I will get that one day. But I got this for now. it's complete with a very shiny disc. Yeah, actually, so like I say, it's complete. It doesn't have a front cover, but I don't know if they had front covers or the front of the manual was a front cover. I just can't remember. I know there's something with it. But you know what? £6. I'm not disappointed with that. It's nice to add to the Japanese Dreamcast collection. Talking of Japanese games, that's how I'm syncing this along very nicely. Skill. I bought 2 editions to the Japanese Nintendo 64 collection, which is up here. So, in fact, I think, yes, this game here actually ties in to one of the games I bought. And this game is Mario Party 2. I also have Mario Party 3, which I bought from Alan's Japanese Retro Game Sales, I believe at MTM Comic Con 2-3 years ago. Well, he was at the store today, which I kind of suspected he would be. In fact, I hoped he would be. And hopefully he was. So, I picked up for £5 Mario Party 1. Because I've got 2 and 3, so I kind of have to complete the set, really, don't I? I've got it on the English 64, but yeah, it just had to be done, to be honest. Nearly bought Smash Bros for £7. There's a couple other ones I'm arguing about, some baseball ones which were like £2, but I can't remember what I had. So maybe next time I'll make more of a note. I need to get my records up to date because I'm being lazy like that. Yeah. But yeah, Mario Party. And the other one, okay, so I have, one sec. Here we go. I have 2 Japanese 64 games here. They are The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So guess what game I bought? Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I now have, as you can see, 3 copies of Japanese Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. No Majora's Mask, but 3 Ocarinas. Why, you may ask? Because there's actually 3 different versions in Japanese, and I had 2 of them. And the A, the middle one, this one, was one of the 3 targets, and the one I managed to actually buy. I did actually find the Power Rangers movie, but it's a bit more than I was willing to pay, so I left it. So, I'm not entirely sure what the differences are between them all. But I do know there's one which is just the first one. So, if you know Nintendo 64 cartridges, they have an imprint on the back of a number. I don't know where you'll be able to see it. If you'll be able to, but it's around there. But yeah, anyway, there's an imprint. And it's one of the things used to show it's genuine as well. Well, our 64 games, Power ones, have that. And with the Japanese Ocarina of Times, they actually did 3 runs. The one with the basic 2-digit number, one with 2 digits in A, and one with 2 digits in B. I had the basic one in B. B is also what I believe we had in PAL. I know either the original A had red blood for the final boss, which later on became green in B and in Europe, and also featured Islamic chanting, which I believe is taken from a generic track by Koji Kondo, from what I've heard, and put into song without him knowing what it was. But yeah, it's in the soundtrack for the Fire Temple and gets removed in B, which again means it's not in English. So, having the original in B, I had to get the last one. So, that's what I set out to get, and thankfully, I found one. So, this one is my base one. It says 08 on the back. This is my A, the version 1.1, I think it is. I think that's 1.0, 1.1, 1.2. So, this one says 11A, and this one says 08B. So, they kind of sound like buses. And to be fair, there's 3 of them, so they'll probably come at the same time like buses as well. So, yeah, being a Zelda fan and Japanese game fan and being a full set-ish kind of guy, I had to get it. So they're the 2 Japanese 64 games. I also bought 3 English 64 games, which now puts me up to 148, thanks to 3 I bought at Comic Con, which I still haven't shared, but will. These cost me a total of, well, it would have been 28 quid, because I bought these with Shinobi, but he gave me 25. So, a couple of these are actually cheap 64 games on CEX, but they all seem to be out of stock. So, I'm glad to finally pick them up at Comic Con. The first one is NHL 99. I've got a couple of breakaway games, and now I have this one by EA as well, which was, as you can see, £5. The second game is another American sports title. It is NFL Quarterback Club 2000 and was £6. I have 98. I might even have a manual for this, actually. Oh, down here, I've got a load of Nintendo 64 manuals. I think I might even have that NFL Quarterback one, to be honest. Yeah, so I bought that. Last one is a title I've heard about, seen it looks interesting, and it's become relevant because it's also featured on the Nintendo Switch Online. Might have been the only one I didn't have that actually came out over here. Operation Winback, which was £10, but I'm happy to pay it, to be honest. As I said, I actually got a few quid off, so I've basically got a quid off each of them. So I'm happy to get them free. And boost the Nintendo 64 set. And if you're purely on the PAL 239 set, I'm now 91 off. So happy with that getting there. Okay. I bought a couple of small Pokemon figures, literally like they were like 2 for £1. A couple of amiibo cards for me and my girlfriend featuring Franklin the Turkey. Partly to use with Animal Crossing New Horizons with the new 2.0 update. Some Pokemon cards for like 4 for £1 because I really needed one of them and there's no point not getting 4. Yeah. And then on to, well, technically not the last purchase, but that was the same for my partner, so I'm leaving that one out. But my last purchase is, I bought them at the same time. So I know this game's been mentioned by members of the community. I'm sure, well, Big Game House definitely mentioned it recently. I think Retro Bear has. I actually have a history of this game, well, this franchise anyway. It's one that Big Game House playing most weeks now on the weekend. Where he's trying to get Doncaster, or last I knew he was, I'm probably a bit out of date now. Doncaster to the Premier League. Good luck with that. It's actually Premier Manager 3. So this was £4. And my mate did research after and found on PC it goes for about £2. But that's the point. PC, it goes for £2. It's the Amiga, this version. I don't have the Amiga. I want to get a 500 because I used to have one. And that is why I bought this to play when I do eventually get one. I have history of this game, well, franchise. I've played 98 on PC quite a lot. Bit different to the one I was playing on PS1. For example, I was able to go like to Moldova for a friendly game against someone. And I think I had a front line of Batistuta and Ronaldo for Man United. So we kind of won everything. I mean, it says here, all the latest upstate squad listings, whenever this was actually from, 1994. New player loan facility, new match display feature, and all the key European Cup competitions and English League. I also have another history of this, which is Premier Manager 64, based on the 98-99 season. I played that a lot. I've owned it a long time. I remember buying it brand new from Toys R Us back in the day. So that's got a lot of memories of that game. And I think I've got the Mega Drive version of Premier Manager 97, I think. So I had to get it. And this was, as I said, £4. But that's not it. because as you can see, it says right here, Premier Multi-Edit System. So guess what else? I got the Premier Multi-Edit System as well for £4. I paid £8 for both. So now we have the game and the editing system, both for the Amiga. Although one thing I did note is how this appears to be for 500 and 600, but the edit's also for the 1200, so I don't quite get that. So you can edit the game on the 1200, but you can't actually play it. Although I suspect you probably can. But I'm a bit rusty with Amiga. It's been ages since I played one. It's not even the first football game because I have FIFA for it. But yeah. So I thought they would say 20, 30 quid, to be honest. In fact, I just literally saw it. I didn't even realise it was Amiga first. Looked at it, and as soon as I saw it I was really tempted to get it. And as soon as they said £8, I was having it. So here's the base game. We got a manual. It's not in the best condition, but it's there and intact. And there's the disc, although that one's got the thingy bit missing. So yeah. And here's the edit system. If I can get it out. So that's the all Amiga version. And that's a PC Amiga demo version. But no manual for this one. But for £8, so happy to buy them. And I'm not against getting a few more big box games anyway. I saw also June, which I was so tempted to get because of my partner. But that was £50, so I didn't. Never mind. But yeah, they are my pickups from the London retro gaming market and a couple of shops beforehand. So, what do you think? Did I do good? I can't remember how much I spent. Probably, I think about 90 or maybe just over 100 if you include the ones from CEX and Stratford. Do you think I did good? Was there anything there that caught your eye? What's your favourite game there if you played them? Let me know because I'm intrigued to find out. Whether there's any of them also that you think should be the first thing I play. But yeah, I really enjoyed today. I'm looking forward to the next one in March now. And at some point, I intend to get to Doncaster. I don't know when. Not having a car doesn't help. So it'll be a nice long, well, I would say road trip, but it'll be train trip. Yeah. And that'll probably be expensive as hell. Probably spend more on the train ticket than what I get there. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I know it's been a bit longer, but I felt it's worth it. And I am going to enjoy that Stella when I find it. And of course, the Magic Stars, because they're Magic Stars. They're awesome. Thanks for watching. And I am going to go have that beer and a cry over the Man United against Man City result yesterday. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Game over.